everybody, my name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits, and I do have knits to share today, but I also feel like doing a little bit of redecorating in my house. This is part of the Tesammans collection, some of the pieces that I picked up at Ikea a week ago, and I just want to get everything out and see what it looks like and put it where it needs to go in the house and just kind of try it out, including this amazing mobile that's huge and so cool. I think this was, I swear, $9.99. And it's like a work of art. These are metal, which, you know, Dinah's like, oh, I like that. And I plan to put it above the couch, and that's where she hangs out a lot. So she's gonna have fun looking at this. But these colors are amazing, these shapes. I'm so excited to hang this up. I can't let it go because every time I lay it down, the strings tangle, so I'm holding it like this to keep it straight until I can hang it. I got a little hook put in up there on the ceiling, and I'm gonna go hang it up. And then I'm gonna do the pillow covers. I have some kitchen items. I think I have some plants that I want to repot in these big stripy planters. And then I'm gonna get everything set up and show you what it looks like around the house. And then I promise we'll get to the knitting too. But this is just kind of fun today. It's like a nice sunny day, and I feel like it's time to redecorate with a little bit of color and this awesome collection. Also, as I hold this mobile, because I can't let go, thank you, Kimberly from Florida, who was able to go right over to her store and find me the Tesammans pre-cut fabric that I was so sad that I couldn't find at the store I went to. She picked up 2 of these for me, and I paid her back, but she was so kind to ship this to me. Thank you so much, Kimberly. This made my day. I just figured I was out of luck, but this fabric is really cool, and I immediately am thinking like tote bag or something, but I also wonder, and tell me if this is nuts, but I kind of want to make like a heavy skirt. Is that nuts? It's almost like a heavy canvas. Sorry. But I want like a really fun, colorful, stripy skirt. If that's not, I need to like unfold this and see what the fabric weight really is. But if it's not too heavy, I don't think it is. I think I have a skirt that weight, like from Madewell, that's like a woven, I don't know. Anyway. Now that I have 2 of these, thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you to all the kind viewers who were like, I'll help you find it, or I'll go look at my store. You're so kind. You know that like I was hunting down these pieces, and the really big one that I wanted was this darn fabric. That's what it looks like close up. It's like all different stripes. But there's definitely enough now that I can do something fun with it. I can make like a home decor thing, or I really do want like a nice big tote bag, like a knitting bag, or maybe a garment, but we'll have to see. We'll see. But anyway, let me go hang this up so I don't have to hold on to it anymore. Okay, that was super fun, and I think I have everything in its spot for now, and it'll probably move around, but it's fun to get some plants in those planters and these pillow covers over the pillow forms, and then get everything out, and it's just fun and exciting, especially I think in the spring, to do some color and bring in some new things into this room, which I haven't really done in a long time. And so it feels very different, even though it's just small little pops of color here and there. But I'm really excited to see what my family thinks when they get home, because they haven't really seen all of this. But the things that made the biggest difference are, it's funny enough, like the least expensive things, and that is this mobile, which is so much fun to watch. It's just like a fun little touch to this room. And then the pillow covers. They're so fun. I absolutely love them. I hope my family loves them. They're just such an easy little thing. I've got one on this chair back here and the couch, and that one has a couple. And then my old pillows that were here, I'm just gonna take to the basement, because for some reason on the couches down there, we don't have pillows, which is just silly. So I'm washing those covers, putting them back on, and then I'll put those downstairs, so they're not gonna be like, they'll still be used. So this is fun. I don't know, it's really fun. Like my pots and my plants needed to be repotted anyway, so it was kind of a good chance to refresh all that stuff. And it's like a beautiful sunny day, so it was a perfect day to do that. And so now I'm just kind of thinking about my fabric, which I have all these different ones now. And what am I going to do with this? And there's no hurry to decide, but if you have any ideas, tell me, because this is like a thicker canvas. It's almost like an upholstery weight, or like you could make curtains, you could do pillows, you could definitely do like canvas bags. That would be really fun to do these different bags, but I want to do something else. And I'm not opposed to garments in this. I can't tell. I really have to take it out and see. Maybe I'll open one up. And then the Tesammans, in the pictures, in the styling from the Ikea website, it looked like they maybe hemmed one of these and made a tablecloth, which I think is a great idea to really show off these awesome big stripes. But like I said earlier, I would totally love a weird skirt out of this, or even a dress, like a heavy, you know how we have like heavy linen dresses? Is this so different than that? Would it be real stiff and weird? I don't know. I don't know. I just love it so much that I'm open. So if you have ideas, if you have pattern ideas, put them below, because I'm looking around. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about next. But anyway, these pillows, I am obsessed with this pillow cover. Like, it's so good in person. The vibration it creates with these colors and these stripes and the direction of the stripes and these borders on the end, I just can't get enough of this. The bright blue with that bright red is just like, I could stare at this all day, and now I can, because it's in my living room, everywhere, all around me. And not that I want to live like in an Ikea showroom, but don't we all kind of want to live in an Ikea showroom? But you know, it always looks different when you get it home to your house. Like, you don't live in Ikea. But I think our house lends itself well to that kind of thing, and it's really fun to put, it's almost like pop art to me, like these bright accents of fun colors. And so I definitely think I do want to make or write up a knitting pattern for a blanket or something that is kind of this idea, and then including some of the other colors from the collection. Because there's just, there's like a really good video on the Ikea website about the designers of the Tesammans collection, and it talks about their color theory stuff and their drawings and their ideas, and it's just really interesting how they put this all together. So anyway, I would love to knit a blanket with, you know, like a log cabin situation with stripes or something, just a garter blanket with some color blocking, like this kind of stuff. And so I'm excited to be, like, that has my wheels turning. The Ikea blanket stripe something. Since I have color on my brain today and blankets and like all these ideas swirling around my head, It brings me back to my Purl Soho linen quill mini set that I haven't cast on the blanket yet. If you look back at my other videos, you'll see that I was trying to decide what to do with this set because it's 42 skeins of these linen quill minis that are so cool in amazing colors. But I decided to do the blanket with the yarn held double, and I have swatched for the blanket, but I haven't cast on yet because right when that all came together, I was in the middle of two big design projects, which I've been knitting and writing this whole time, and now I just sent off one sample. It's like I'm getting through that stuff, but it's also been super busy because last weekend Lotus's band played a big show at the Art Center prom on Saturday, and this weekend is her big prom at her high school, and so we have all the preparations for that. We have to do dress and hair and all the things this week, and 2 days this week I am going to be at the high school selling prom tickets so I don't have a lot of time this week. So if I was going to do another video this week, this is like my early week check-in. I was going to update it like later in the week, but if I don't have time, I'm sorry, because it's just like it's going to be a crazy week. But anyway, the linen quill mini set and the blanket pattern from Purl Soho that goes with it, it's called the Incredible Blanket. They suggest and recommend for the blanket that you divide all of the linen quill skeins into warm colors and cool, and put those in 2 different bags. And then you have 2 extra bags set aside, so when you use a color, you put it in the second warm cool bag. So there's 4 bags, probably within one larger bag. And so I was trying to think about how to do this. I didn't want to cast on until I had all this ready with the bags, because I was looking through my project bags downstairs but they all have projects in them, and I didn't have any spare bags. And I really like to use like slippery bags like Baggu or anything like that, like a shopping bag that's slick, and especially with a blanket, you don't want everything to get like pilly and fuzzy. You want it to be contained in nice containers that won't make it like look worn before you're even using it. So while I was at Ikea, I came up with the brilliant idea of using Ikea bags within a big Ikea bag to organize this whole project, because I didn't have the right bags that weren't occupied already downstairs. So they had all these bags on sale, and they coordinate even. And so I got, I think these were 99 cents to plan my warm, cool 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I'm gonna make little tags for each one so I can remember, especially when you get to like midway through and you're putting them in the used bag, you know what I mean? Like you don't wanna get them mixed up. And so I got 2 in this pattern and 2 in this pattern. And then they're all gonna live in this bag with these nice black and white handles. So this is gonna be my new Purl Soho blanket bag of bags, and that's my, I don't know, plan for the bags, which I feel like you do have to plan. Because if I had just started throwing these around, I would get confused about which ones I'd already used, the warm and the cool, like the whole, I don't wanna get, I don't know. And I need to contain it and keep it somewhere where I can move it from this room, probably back downstairs again when I'm working and non-working on it. And then, cause I have a cat, I have kids, like we can't just have things laying out around here. We try to keep this room kind of clean, if you can't tell, because it's our main living space. Our house is not super big, and so this kind of, if I have a bag plan, then it frees up room, you know, to work and keep it in one spot. So while I have the bags out and I have my box of Purl Soho linen quill minis, I think I'm just gonna do it right now, and then I'm gonna be ready to cast on because everything will be settled in their bags. And so let's divide up the cool and the warm colors into 2 bags, then have the other 2 bags ready and get it all set up and see how it looks. So I feel like I'm maybe having the most fun color day of my entire life right now putting these pillows in my living room and then splitting up the cools and warms of these yarns into these bags. That was so much fun just now. But then I did get to this little pile of neutrals, and there's a gray and a black, and they're very neutrals, but you know, some of them, looking at them, I would say warm, cool in my mind. But of course it's Purl Soho who has this covered, and they wouldn't leave you like guessing. And so they do have a list for the Incredible blanket of their warm and cool colors that they used, because it should be split in half also. It should be equal numbers, and then it coordinates with this list. And luckily I kept all of my yarn label bands on the yarn so I could see the color names. So it was really easy to place the rest of them, because you can see there's a lot of neutrals right here, in the right bag. And some I double checked, because some of the things that I thought were cool, like this purple, some of those went with the warm. Like the pinks and purples went together. There were some other ones where I was like, that's totally a warm color, but it went with the cool. You know, maybe we all have different opinions about it. But all I really wanted was 2 bags of separate colors that Purl Soho, you know, meant to do it this way. And so now I know where to put each one of these super neutrals in their respective bags. And I'm sure I could just do it my way too, and it really doesn't matter. Like, these are all so similar. Nobody's gonna be like, that's a cool with a warm and a cool with a cool. Okay, so anyway, that was just fun, and I don't know. Now I can cast on with wild abandon and live my best blanket life. But then also, as I was going through these colors, there's totally linen quill colors that would be perfect for my Ikea blanket idea. And so maybe, and I'm pretty sure these come in full skeins. So maybe I will pick out like that really good lavender, the really good red, the blue, the golden green, which they have a perfect one. And maybe I'll get full skeins and work on a blanket design in linen quill. But I will do this one true to pattern. The Incredible blanket is still happening, but now I'm just thinking about all these blankets and colors, and probably should stop myself, but that's just what's happening today. Now that I got that all out of my system, I mean, sort of, I do want to cast on right now, but I'm gonna cast on the blanket today. Like, I'm promising myself it's gonna happen today. There's always time, I can make time, there's time. But I did get some progress done on my Crowberry. It now has a sleeve, and it has the color work done at the bottom of the sleeve. And so now I have left is just the little cuff, which I think she only suggests 4 rows of twisted rib down here. All of her ribbing sections are pretty short, so I like that, because I think this is going to be plenty long for the sleeve, and I haven't tried it on yet, and I probably should before I go any further, but I'm pretty sure it's good. So I just have one more sleeve on this, which will go lickety split once I get there, and then I'll have a whole sweater done. And this was a really enjoyable project. Sorry, this is very bumpy. It was shoved down in my bag, but what a fun sweater. What a fun project. I will be excited to wear this next fall. I love Lopi, and I have another yarn stash quantity put together for a different sweater and a bunch of blues that I'm really excited to knit at some point too. But this is fun. I love the color work down here at the bottom of the sleeve. That's really extra fun. And there's some little crowberries. They don't have you making baubles for the crowberries down here, and so you can add them later, or I think I might just duplicate stitch some berries in there, because there's just so few of them. I didn't want to strand another color through this, because it's just a few berries scattered. So I'm just gonna go add a little berry here and there where it says, and then good enough. So that's my Crowberry. If I have time to check in later this week, again, I will update you and see if I got the other sleeve done, but no promises, because it's a busy week. I told you this already, but it's a busy week. So that's it for now. It is now Friday, and I just got back from high school, where I was selling prom tickets for 3 hours today and Wednesday. And so it was all of the nervous, excited energy of all these teenagers and a big line of kids to help. And it's really fun. I love it. I get to see Lotus and I get to see her friends, and I enjoy it very much, actually. And I don't know, it's very fun. Prom is tomorrow. So today's Friday, prom is tomorrow. There's all these activities and things going on. It's just a lot. And I try to volunteer or help out in some way if I can. So all week at high school this week, they had prom dress up days, which not everybody does, but it's pretty funny. And today was bring anything but a backpack day. So some people bring like a bucket or a container or some other, it's funny. And one of Lotus's friends brought a shopping cart to school. It was so funny. I'm not gonna get into how they obtained the shopping cart, but it's hilarious. So that was pretty cute. And so yeah, I just did that. And then yesterday I took Bowie to one of his twice a week practices to the Penguin Project, which they're putting on a show of Disney's Frozen Junior. And so the whole cast is kids who have autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, all like very inclusive. It's very beautiful and very heartwarming and very sweet, but it's also a lot of practices. So we practice now through August when the show is in August. So it's like busy. So today, selling tickets, getting prom stuff ready, tomorrow prom, and then on Sunday, which is Mother's Day, Lotus is playing a show with her band. It's like a fundraiser show for the School of Rock locally. And so we're going to a Mother's Day awesome concert with our kids, which is great. And I just noticed my volunteer name tag is still on my shirt. It's been a day. Anyway, I'm back into like knitting mode and like freelance and working on stuff and checking in with all that. I do have progress to show on my Crowberry. I almost finished it and I was so excited to almost have it done to show you the whole thing. But I did it's a little crumply here. Almost got through the second sleeve, but just ran out of time. But this is my Crowberry. I think that's the back. Yeah, there we go. I mean, you can pretend it's done. It's close enough. It's so close. I'm down right to the color work for the last sleeve. I love the color work on these sleeves. Got my little bow tie there. I did decide to do all 3 greens on the sleeves. The color work chart is a little bit different than this because it's written for 2 colors. Is that right? 2 colors plus the crowberries. I left the crowberries off of this one. I think I'm going to do it after the fact and just add the berries in this darker berry color that I used here for the baubles. It is in the chart that you can add the little berries, and they don't have them as baubles, but I might just double strand and do a duplicate stitch for the berries for this. And then I made this kind of go with this whole thing where I used like light green, celery green, this gold green, and then I just kind of did those 3. It's like these little vine branches come down into the rust color. And then I am excited to report that my helical knitting worked to blend in the sleeves. I really can't tell even right next to the body because I did have 2 different dye lots of the rust color because 3 skeins were from my stash and the rest was from Modern Daily Knitting. So I had to mix it up and I wasn't sure. I could kind of tell a color difference. You know how you can kind of see like, oh, this is a little darker or a little more red or, something. But I did helical knitting almost the whole way through both sleeves. And I don't really see too much of a difference. If you can, just pretend you can't. It's fine. Like I can't tell. It's fine. And then I'm doing the same here. And then, yeah, I just have that color work on that bottom of that sleeve, and I am done with this. I am having a little bit of trouble with this because the hem is so small. It kind of flips up, but when I'm wearing it, it doesn't flip up. So, but when it's laying here flat, it kind of flips. Is that my tortoise? That's my tortoise. Sorry. He wants to go outside. Maybe I'll go let him out. I always show Dinah on here, but this is our tortoise Bimo. He's a Russian tortoise, and in the summertime or whenever it's warm, like above 60, 65 degrees, we have a little shelter outdoor enclosure that's protected that he can go outside and enjoy the sunshine, which he loves to do. So he knows as soon as it's spring or summer, he knows he gets to go out, and so he's ready to go, and he will let me know by like bumping around in his box back there. So he's ready to go outside. Like you could tell he's like rearing to go. So I'm gonna go take him outside and I'll be back, and I think I'm gonna try on my Crowberry. Okay, it's definitely time for another try on because the last time I tried it on, it did not have sleeves. And you know, with this, I had to knit as far as I thought I should and then do the color work. So I wanna make sure I got that right. So let's try it on and see. Got the back because the back is a bit longer with the short row shaping on the back, but here's my sleeve without the color work, and I think I'm right at the stopping point for that one. And okay, I think we're good. Oh, it's good. Oh my gosh, I guessed like right on with that. I love this sweater now that I'm seeing it, like not just in my lap. Okay, this is fantastic. I have a lot of little ends to deal with here, but like, cute. It's a great fit actually. So helical knitting, can't really tell that I blended two different colors of skeins there. This is all really nice. Arms fit really nicely. And then that flippy up part, when I steam this or block this, I think that's gonna get better. Ignore my t-shirt and just weird pants today, but you know. Wasn't really planning on making an outfit for this, but I wanted to try it on and it's perfect. Oh my gosh, that's the best when everything just works out as it should. And I tend to always trust the pattern. I don't modify things too much usually unless I can really tell something's gone awry. But you know, I just did exactly what it said for my size. My gauge was on point pretty much. This is knit in a US 10. Has a little bit of shaping so that this makes a little lower back, which I really like. I think my length here is great. My sleeve length is perfect. And I love this for fall. Oh, I love it. It's just different when you finally get the sleeves on, you know? I had it, you know, just a couple days ago. You get the idea, but like, it looks really cute. I will totally wear this a lot. I can see it with like a denim shirt underneath or just plain like this. I love the little crowberries. The baubles were so much fun and they just add a really interesting little texture there that's just different. It kind of stands out, you know, in person, maybe not on camera, but, and then so I am excited to add the little crowberries down here too because it does look different without them. You can really tell now side by side that it needs the crowberries here. But this is such a cute little detail with the color work at the sleeve, so I'm excited. Maybe I have a little longer to go than I thought, but that's good to know. You know, that's how you can really tell. But I'll just do exactly what I did here, match it up, and I'll get this done tonight. And then I'm so excited to have another sweater ready to go for fall. Not so great for, you know, finishing it in May or June, but I love this pattern. So this is the Crowberry sweater, which I've mentioned many times in my other videos. It's from the MDK Modern Daily Knitting Field Guide number, is this 24? 26. It's called Moss. It's by Hélène Magnússon. She based a lot of these designs on Icelandic moss that's real. And this is the crowberries. These are real crowberries. This is like a real berry amongst the moss with this beautiful rust color. It's just a really fun combination. It's a different color combination for me personally. There's other beautiful patterns in here. There's mittens and a beautiful beret tam. This is the same sweater in gray and black and white, which is also very cool. These mittens I adore, and I might make them like closer to winter. They're so pretty. And then this is the original Crowberry, which you can tell I totally copied, except for I added this different green in the middle section. So this is like a 3 repeat-ish pattern. And I just added that extra green, and I really love just that little extra stripe of a little bit different green. So that's the Crowberry. Highly recommend the Modern Daily Knitting field guides. You can collect them all. They're the perfect little size book to throw in your knitting bag. They have little stories. Sometimes they have a recipe. It's a lot of good reading in here too. It's packed full of awesome stuff. I think there's usually 4 or 5 patterns per book. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a shawl, a throw, a tam, mittens, and this sweater. I love the field guides. I do collect them all. I have a little shelf just for these, and they don't take up a lot of space. They're just the right size. I love Ann and Kay from Modern Daily Knitting. They're just my besties, and I love supporting their work. And so they offer subscriptions, like yearly subscriptions to the field guides, and I highly recommend doing that because they're all so different and cool, and they all have a different designer and a different, technique or theme. And so yeah, love the field guides. I would totally keep wearing the Crowberry, but it felt funny with the sleeve like up to here on the needles attached to the yarn, and I need to use my hands to grab some things, so I took it off, but I would love to wear it right now. It's so close to being done, and it's so exciting to have a brand new sweater that's like that close to being finished, so I just have to finish it tonight. But before I wrap up this video, and I'm almost done, I promise, I just want to cast on my Purl Soho incredible blanket because I promised myself I would get that done this week, just at least get it on the needles. And I need a project just like that because now I have play practices to go to twice a week. I need a knitting project for when I'm waiting for my daughter to come home from prom tomorrow. So I need some weekend knitting, and this will be the perfect thing to do some rows on this blanket. So I'm gonna get it on the needles. I was gonna cast on the other day and didn't have time, of course, so I'm gonna do it now. And, I have my bag of bags, my Ikea bag situation. And so from the pattern, they suggest taking, this is my awesome bag of warm colors, my awesome bag of cool colors, and I'm supposed to close my eyes and pick one of each to start with. So I think I'm gonna do it the right way and just randomly pick. I just wanna pick, looking, but I'm gonna do it the right way. Okay. Cool, warm. Okay, that was cheating because these are the colors I swatched with. Is it? It's fine. Okay, I'm going with this. I'm gonna start with this as my edge color because I love a neon green yellow situation. So I'm gonna cast on with this, do the next rows in this, at least get it on my needles, and then I'll feel better for the weekend. Also, if you didn't see my videos before this video, I bought a set of Purl Soho linen quill minis. And so it comes with 40 mini skeins like this, and you can make a scarf or this blanket project. But I decided I want to make the blanket, but I want to hold the yarn double, which the pattern does not have you do that, but it'll work. So I swatched holding the yarn double, and that is my plan because I like a thicker blanket. I also like bigger needles and less stitches. And so this is a more realistic blanket project for me. I don't have tons and tons and tons of time because I'm simultaneously like doing design projects and some other stuff in the background and just, life and work and kids and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do the yarn held double. At some point, I'm gonna need to buy a second kit probably, but I'm gonna knit through this one first, get that all done, and then see where I'm at. Get another kit because they do go on sale. I think there's a sale right now for Mother's Day on Purl Soho brand yarns. I think they're 25% off, so you might want to go check that out. Not to enable you, but it's good stuff, especially the linen quill. Also, I think I talked in the last segment about maybe knitting a blanket inspired by the Tesammans Ikea collection, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I think the linen quill full-size skeins, which are also on sale, they have almost exact matching colors. They have that gold green, they have that yellow, they have that purple, that blue, the red, like all these pillow colors they have in Linen Quill full-size skeins. So not that I need to be doing this right now, but I really feel like designing some kind of garter stitch log cabin stripy Linen Quill blanket held double with the full size skeins. Hi Dinah, she's coming to see me. So I can't promise I won't be tempted to maybe buy a little Mother's Day yarn this weekend with that sale, but go check it out. All their Purl Soho yarns are 25% off, I think, through Mother's Day this weekend, just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna cast on. Oh, and what I meant to say is when I swatched with the yarn held double, this is the whole point of what I was getting to. I used a US 7 needle, held the yarn double, swatched using the Incredible Blanket pattern, and my measurements came out, because I think I want a blanket that's 80 inches wide. That's kind of my goal. And so I'm going to cast on 240 stitches for my gauge for the size blanket I want. So that is what I'm gonna do now. I have to check and make sure what multiple of stitches I need. I think I just need an even number, but I'm gonna go check that, double check to make sure. So I have a pretty big cast on to calculate. I'm gonna do the long tail cast on, and this is my trick for doing that, especially one with 240 stitches. You don't wanna be off and have to redo that again. And a lot of people know this already, but I will show it since I'm doing it. To calculate approximately how much yarn I'm gonna need, I'm just gonna wrap this around my needle 10 times. So it's the yarn held double already. I don't know if you can see both strands, but I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I can count by tens, and I'm gonna know I need this much yarn between my fingers where I pinched. That's 10 stitches. I'm gonna add some extra, especially at the end, I'll add even more extra, but this will help me know how long my long tail should be. So now I'm gonna count by 10. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, and then some extra. So that's a lot. You know, if you just guess, you know how that turns out. So I'm gonna go even back further just in case, because that's a lot of stitches. I'd rather be on the safe side. So I'm gonna start up here with my slip knot and cast on long tail. Okay, I've got my 240 stitches on the needle, and I have this much left on my tail, which is perfect. I love this so much that you never are short and have to start over again, because nobody wants to do that. Nobody has time for that. I'm just excited to get this on the needles, because now I can just go and do it. Just getting it on is half the battle, just casting on, not even a big deal, but just sitting down, taking the time to do it. And then I hope to get through a color repeat of this, at least this first color, and then I'll go get my kids from school. This will be my cool and then my warm first pairing, and then I'll go from there. Just excited to get this going. That was kind of my goal this week, and so this will be perfect weekend knitting if I have time. Hopefully I have time. It's gonna be a busy weekend. That's it for this week. Thanks so much for hanging out with me while I got my Ikea things situated and almost finished my Crowberry and cast on my Incredible Blanket. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you have a good week ahead. And if you want to watch more videos like this, I have a whole playlist called Knit With Me, and it's more videos just like this of me talking about what I'm knitting, what I'm working on, yarn, you know the drill. I also upload a new video every Saturday morning, so stop back next week and I'll have another video. Maybe I'll have more colors of my blanket. Who knows? I hope so. But thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.